Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hudson Middle School Stadium Field today for a Big Rivers Conference matchup between the Hudson Raiders and the Menomonie Mustangs. The Hudson Raiders in the traditional home whites here, playing their second game of the season. Hudson started out with a 2-2 tie against Eau Claire North. Menomonie takes the kickoff there. The ball goes back to Mackenzie Drace, the right side midfielder, to Amanda Carey in the center, and back to Emma Olson there. Ball goes up to Katie Woodley, and Menomonie gets a touch on there. That's number 17, Bryn Vinall, a senior midfielder for the Menomonie Mustangs. Now 16, Anna Marie White with the ball, trying to get it upfield. Freshman Annika Lewis plays back to Karen Chuckle, the goalkeeper, who does a nice goalkeeper throw to the outside mid there, which is Montana Hoder, the senior outside midfielder for Hudson. Montana gets the ball up to Haynes. It must have went out of bounds. They're going to be calling a throw in here for the Menomonie Mustangs. Ball must have went out the touch line on the side there. Sometimes the kids don't understand with the crown of the field there, that ball's going to drift off to the side. I know Coach Knutson always reminds the girls about the crown of the field and watch that. If they're dribbling the ball up the side, to watch that it doesn't fade off the edge of the field there. Jess Iverson trying to get the ball back to Montana Hoder. Menomonie gains possession. There's Taylor Brinkman with a touch, but it goes to Menomonie. Amanda Carey with the ball, center midfielder. Number 3 for the Hudson Raiders gets the ball up to Jordan Helterbrand, who sends the ball to the outside. Mackenzie Drace has the ball, sends it to the middle. Midfielder Amanda Carey sends the ball up toward the top to Maddie Haynes there on the left. Maddie gets a touch to the middle to Jordan Helterbrand. The ball bounces to the goalkeeper, Freya Harem, for the Menomonie Mustangs. She is a senior goalkeeper for Menomonie, and she punts the ball out. Touched by Hoder with the header. Ani Lewis with the ball, the left defense for the Raiders, over to Jess Iverson, number 7, the junior center midfielder for Hudson. Iverson tries to get it up to Hoder, and the ball goes out of bounds. Be a throw-in for the Menomonie Mustangs, and that's number 3, Jordan Hagman, for the Mustangs taking the throw. Amanda Carey coming onto the ball, trying to gain possession. Menomonie center back tries to get it out. Jordan Helterbrand for Hudson makes a nice cut to her right. Let's see if she can get a shot off here for the Raiders. She cuts it back, well defended by Menomonie there. Menomonie sends the ball out of bounds. Let's see if it went out the end line. It'll be a corner kick for the Raiders. If it went out the side touch line, it'll be a throw-in. Let's see what the referee called here. As the camera pans over, the ball's being set down on the corner. It means it went out the end line for a corner kick for the Hudson Raiders. Junior center back Taylor Brinkman, number 15, is going to take the kick for the Hudson Raiders here. Raises her hand, sends the ball to Amanda Carey, back to Brinkman, who lofts the ball out toward the goalkeeper and makes a nice save on that. Freya Harem makes the stop for Menomonie and punts the ball away for the Mustangs. Header by Ani Lewis to Jess Iverson, and here come the Raiders back on attack. Iverson through the middle tries to slot a ball to Helterbrand, who couldn't quite catch up to that. And Katie Woodley has the ball now in the top of the box there, makes a nice cut back, but a little too far. Menomonie intercepts, but sends it to Mackenzie Drace. Loses possession there to the Mustangs, and it's in free space. Emma Olson, the right defender for the Raiders, gets that ball and sends it up to Mackenzie Drace on the right side there. Mackenzie sends the ball back to Amanda Carey, back to Drace. Drace cuts it in toward the penalty box area, sends the ball across the middle. Jordan Helterbrand can't control that ball. Menomonie sends it out to the midfield and up to the left there. Number 5 is Nicole Metzger for Menomonie, carrying the ball right now, dispossessed by Emma Olson, but can't control that touch. Goes back and forth. Now the ball's to Jess Iverson in the midfield area. She gets it up to the top left area for Maddie Haynes, and Montana Hoder are trying to combine there. Haynes with the ball, mistouches that when it goes out the end line. That's going to be a goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs. Number 17 for the Menomonie Mustangs again is Bryn Vinall, the senior defender, is going to take this free kick for the Mustangs. Lofts the ball up and out of the box area there. Jess Iverson controls the ball, gets it out to Montana Hoder as the left midfielder. Montana should cross this ball in for allowing her teammates. Good cut back, and the ball comes back to Iverson, but intercepted by number 12 for Menomonie. That's Kenya Henderson, one of 3 Henderson girls playing for the Menomonie Mustangs. Ball goes out of bounds off of Menomonie, and Annika Lewis is going to take the throw in for Hudson, and does. And the ball goes out the end line. Didn't quite see in the camera space there where that went out of, so let's take a look. Obviously went off of Hudson, and again it's going to be Bryn Vanal for Menomonie taking the free kick. Vanal sends the ball up and out of the box, touched by Katie Woodley. Maddie Haynes is running on that ball. Let's see if she got that before it went out the end line, and did not. That'll be another goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs. Hudson attacking the Menomonie Mustang goal voraciously early in the game here. Not many quality scoring opportunities, but they certainly, well, there's Amanda Carey flying in to win that ball. Cuts it back to get around the defender, sends the ball out to Mackenzie Drace. Mackenzie Drace trying to cross the ball there to Jess Iverson. Iverson with a shot, and the first goal of the game for the Hudson Raiders is by Jess Iverson, assisted by Mackenzie Drace. Comes at the 6:03 mark in the first half for a 1-0 lead for your Hudson Raiders. Canute Johnson reporting here today for the Hudson Raiders, and glad to be with you on a kind of a bit of an overcast day, but at least decent weather. A lot of times in the spring it's cold and rainy, and so we'll take this today every day of the week. Resetting for the kickoff are the Menomonie Mustangs, down 1-0 to Hudson now on the goal from Jess Iverson. Menomonie subbing in on the restart. Referee gives the signal to start play, and Menomonie kicks off. It's intercepted by Montana Hoder for Hudson. Montana running up the left side flank there and trying to get the ball to a teammate. Sends it back to Ani Lewis, who sends that ball out of bounds on her own. It'll be a Menomonie throw in there. Number 3 is Jordan Hagman for the Menomonie Mustangs. Amanda Carey gets the touch there, gains possession, sends the ball into the top of the box area. No Raider there for it. Menomonie sends it back out. Number 14 was Emma Olson to Katie Woodley. Woodley trying to get it to Haynes up on top. Haynes gets it to Helterbrand. Helterbrand on the top of the box with a shot, and it hits the post. Boy, the goalkeeper got a touch there, knocked it up into the post and back out. Good shot by Helterbrand. Amanda Carey on the right flank now sends the ball up and in. Goes to the backside of the goal there and out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for the Menomonie Indians. Again, good pressure by the Hudson Raiders here, who are going to outshoot Menomonie by a ton today if things continue like they are. I don't know that Menomonie has gotten the ball past midfield more than a couple times here, certainly with no threat and lack of control. Menomonie doesn't appear to have a lot of skilled players this year. On top again, Helterbrand has an opportunity. He can't quite control that ball. It goes to the outside, and that should be a Hudson throw in there. You see the referee in green, assistant referee, or AR, Dale Possernich. Emma Olson takes the throw, throws it into Amanda Carey. Amanda Carey tries to cross the ball across the top of the box, intercepted by Menomonie. Emma Olson regains control there. You can see Hudson's beaten Menomonie to most balls here, and obviously has much better foot skills to control the ball. Hudson is trying to connect on 2, 3, 4 passes in a row, and Menomonie is really struggling to connect on 1 or 2. There's an example of that where Menomonie sends it right to Taylor Brinkman. Brinkman sends it out of bounds off a Menomonie player. It's going to be a Hudson throw. Ani Lewis, number 25, the talented young freshman starting as a left defender for Hudson, takes that throw-in. Good throw-in along the line. Touched out by, it's kept in bounds. Ani got it back there from Menomonie's touch. Turned it over, going back and forth. Lack of possession here right now. Haynes trying to gain control of the ball and does. She sends it back to Ani Lewis, turns it over to Menomonie, and Menomonie sends it out of bounds. It's going to be a Hudson throw-in again. Lewis throws the ball in up the line, trying to get it to Montana Hoder and Maddie Haynes on the left side there as mids and forwards. Hoder with the ball on the left, trying to get the ball crossed into the box area. and does. The ball's up on top there. Katie Woodley in the box fighting for the ball. Menomonie trying to clear it, and does. Jordan Helterbrand fighting for the ball in there. Good job with the body-to-body contact with Helterbrand winning that ball. Good bit of footwork there from Helterbrand on the right. She crosses the ball into the penalty box area. Katie Woodley can't get a quality touch on that. Great job by Jordan Helterbrand on that series there. Mackenzie Drace sends the ball up into the box towards Haynes, fought for by Haynes and the Menomonie defender. And the ball goes out of bounds off the Menomonie defender. That's going to be a corner kick for the Hudson Raiders. And Taylor Brinkman or Emma Olson, I'm guessing, are going to come to take this corner quickly. As Hudson sets up for a set play. There's Taylor Brinkman, number 15, the junior center back for the Hudson Raiders. Brinkman takes a majority of the free kicks and corner kicks. You can see substitutions leaving the field and a couple new Hudson Raiders coming on, including Marley Johnston, number 8, another one of the 3 freshmen playing up on varsity this year for Coach Knudsen. Johnston normally will play a center mid or an outside midfield position. Brinkman sends the ball up and in toward the box. Good opportunity. Boy, the ball just crosses in front of the goal face. Nobody on the backside to be able to knock that ball in. That was a terrific ball by Taylor Brinkman, and the Raiders just didn't have anyone on the backside of the goal from the corner kick there to just knock it in. The Mustangs take the free kick here. The ball goes up and out of the box, touched by Amanda Carey, then Jess Iverson, over to Grace Potter, who's come into the game, number 9, the junior for the Hudson Raiders. Menomonie sends the ball out of bounds. Well, I guess that is off of Grace Potter, and they're going to call that a goal kick. Bryn Vinal for the Menomonie Mustangs again going to take this goal kick for the Raiders. Gets it up and out of the box right to the middle. Amanda Carey gets the ball. Dangerous area with Carey trying to get the ball into position to shoot. Tries to lay it off to the left side there and can't quite get it to Haynes in time. A little too much pace for Haynes to catch up to. Ball goes out the end line. That's going to be another goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs. Vinal ready for the kick again. Menomonie isn't really connecting well even on these goal kicks and free kicks, and usually Hudson ends up with the ball like they did there. Marley Johnston coming on to goal. A little bit out of control on the top of the box there. So somebody didn't see quite who the midfielder was, but sent that ball up and out of bounds, and that's going to be another goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs. Vinal preparing for the kick, puts it on the corner, settles the ball, gets ready. Takes a kick, top of the box, again intercepted by Marley Johnston, trying to get a ball to Jordan Helterbrand in the center. Amanda Carey runs onto the ball, cuts it back to the center, sends it to her left to Jess Iverson. Oh, quick back tap. Jess Iverson with a left-footed shot right to the goalkeeper. Stopped by Freya Harum, the senior goalkeeper for the Menomonie Indians, who sends the ball out to center. Hudson winning the balls in the air today. That's a good sign. Coach Knudsen ought to be happy with that. Ball gets sent out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Ani Lewis picks up one of the extra balls laying on the sideline there and throws it in. Goes to Marley Johnston as the left mid right now. Comes back to Taylor Brinkman. Brinkman switches fields there to Amanda Carey, the center mid. Amanda Carey brings the ball around the right side, sends a ball up to the right corner to Grace Potter. Let's see if Grace can get that sent in. And Grace sends a ball along the line there. That gets knocked out by Menomonie. That's going to be a corner kick for the Hudson Raiders again. Raiders getting their fill of free kicks, corner kicks, and throw-ins in the attacking third for Hudson, which is a great sign. If they can continue this pressure, this could easily be a mercy rule game with 10 goals or more for the Hudson Raiders and end the game early. Brinkman with the ball. That's a set play. It goes out to Emma Olson trying to get the shot off there, but allowed the defender to close on her. Didn't get really a quality shot in time. Brinkman ends up back with the ball again. Gets knocked out. It's going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Brinkman takes the throw, sends it to Helterbrand. Helterbrand back to the middle, trying to get it to Carey, intercepted by Menomonie. Number 5 for Menomonie there. Nicole Metzger sends the ball up and out, and goalkeeper Karen Chuckle for Hudson's going to send it right back. Hudson with the ball here. Maddie Haynes on the left flank. Bringing the ball down, let's see if she can get that ball crossed, and Menomonie touches that ball out of the end line. That should be a corner kick for the Hudson Raiders, and is. Ball kids helping the Hudson Raiders today. You can see the number of kids. There's another one touching the ball to the corner there. I believe that's Karen Chuckle's younger sister. Good to see her here helping today. Emma Olson's taking this corner kick for the Hudson Raiders. She sets it in the corner of the arc and corner there by the flag. Tough to negotiate around that flag sometimes, but Emma with a right-footed shot, going to lift this ball up. A nice, soft, high chip. On that backside, Grace Potter's not able to get body on the ball squarely and keep that ball into play, creating an opportunity for Hudson. Ball goes harmlessly out of bounds off Grace Potter. And Vinall again will be taking the goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs. Vinall with a short kick there, ends up hitting space. Nobody wins it in the air. Amanda Carey coming onto the ball. Goes out of bounds off the Menomonie defender there. That's number 18. First time we're calling Claire Schoenberger's name for the Menomonie Indians. It used to be Indians, sorry about that. Menomonie Mustangs now. It's always hard to get those name changes. Emma Olson, number 14, the junior right defender for the Hudson Raiders, will be taking this throw-in after substitutions. Coming in there, running onto the field, you can see is number 5, the last of the 3 freshmen that we've seen in the game here. That's Savannah Jensen. A ball is sent to the middle to Savannah Jensen in front of the goal, kicks it to the shins of the goalkeeper. Ball bounces around 2-3 times. Excellent opportunity for Hudson there. Savannah Jensen getting some early action, just stepping into the game and immediately gets a shot on goal. Well done, Savannah Jensen. Ball is sent up on top, can't be controlled, goes out the end line there, but it's off Menomonie. It looks like it's going to be, well, they're walking back. It looks like this is going to be a goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs there, and Vinall will take the kick again for the Mustangs. Hudson just dominating play in the first half of the first half. There's Marley Johnson in the midfield with a shot on goal. And that scores Marley Johnston. Oh, let's see. See if they tally that one, and they do. Hudson Raiders take a 2-goal lead in the game here today. Actually, I thought that was Marley Johnson, but I believe that was number 10 for the Hudson Raiders. That's Emma Olson, unassisted. Emma Olson, number 10, with her first goal of the season here. And there she is again, Emma Olson making an immediate impact when she gets in the game. Sends that ball up to Marley Johnson, who sends it out of bounds. That's going to be a goal kick for the Mustangs again. So my apologies there, giving Marley credit for the goal. It's actually Emma Richard with the goal. Man, I can't get my name straight for the Hudson Raider players today. Coach Knutson would be mocking me for not getting the name straight. It was not Marley Johnson. It was not Emma Olson. It was Emma Richard, number 10, that scored that goal for the Raiders. There's number 23 for the Hudson Raiders right now, too, and that's Maggie Lorenzen. That's a young freshman on the JV squad that's playing up with varsity tonight. Maggie Lorenzen in the game for the Hudson Raiders. And you can see Emma Richard, number 10 there with her back to you, and Jordan, number 22 there is actually Tyler Huber, a sophomore, the only sophomore on the team this year for the Raiders. Taking the corner kick for the Raiders is Taylor Brinkman, number 15, sends a ball onto the ground into the box area, comes out to the side here. Annika Lewis and the Menomonie Mustang player, boy, they collided hard. Foul is called on Ani Lewis there, and it's going to be a free kick for the, they calling a kick? They're just calling that out of bounds. So no foul on the call there. Ball goes out of bounds off Hudson, and it's a Mustang ball here. Marley Johnston fighting for the ball for the Raiders, sends it back. And Taylor Brinkman, number 15, has the ball, sends it up to the middle there to Amanda Carey. Amanda Carey trying to scope out the field there, sends it to Tyler Huber. Tyler Huber got dispossessed there a little bit by number 12, who is Kenya Henderson, the senior midfielder for the Menomonie Mustangs. Ball goes out of bounds off Henderson, and it's going to be Ani Lewis's throw in. Ani gets the ball into the box area to Emma Richard. Emma Richard and Maggie Lorenzen up on top there for the Raiders. Ball goes out of bounds. That's going to be a goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs. Two goals for the Hudson Raiders, one by Jess Iverson, assisted by Mackenzie Drace, and one unassisted goal by Emma Richard, number 10. Have a 2-0 lead here for the Hudson Raiders early into the game. That's number 11, Brooklyn Henderson for the Menomonie Mustangs taking the goal kick. But once again, Hudson's going to maintain possession here. Tyler Huber gets it out to Ani Lewis, back to Huber. Trying to control, gets it over to Amanda Carey. Amanda Carey, some of the best footwork on the team, sends a nice ball up to the upper right corner there. Savannah Jensen runs on, maintains possession of the ball, trying to get through a defender there, gets dispossessed, regains possession. Savannah Jensen with a determined effort there. Gets the ball to Emma Richard and Grace Potter there, and I believe that's an offsides call. Grace was in an offside position, meaning she was beyond the last defender when she received the ball there, and that's going to be a turnover for the Hudson Raiders. Grace has to know where she can be up on the top there, and she can't be beyond the last defender until the ball precedes her into the zone. So the ball comes back out. Amanda Carey trying to gain possession and does, taps it back to Emma Olson, who sends it over to Ani Lewis from right D to left D. Ani Lewis has the ball on the left flank there in front of Coach Knutson. Let's see if she can, Coach Knutson will be impressed with her footwork there, getting it back to Taylor Brinkman. So they switch fields, goes all the way back around from Lewis to Brinkman to Olson, over to the right mid there. And Grace Potter can't control that touch. It's a turnover to Menomonie. Goes back to Brinkman. Brinkman's going to play it to Chuckle, the goalkeeper for Hudson, and properly does it outside the goal area in case it's a missed touch. Back to Ani Lewis. Ani Lewis has the ball there, sends it to the midfield to Marley Johnston. Marley decides to play it back again to Taylor Brinkman. Brinkman sends it back to Ani, who sends it back up to Marley Johnston. It's good play, good control by the Hudson Raiders there. Johnston blows by the midfielder there and has the ball on the left flank. Johnson sends the ball up to Maggie Lorenzen. Maggie Lorenzen with a shot to the top of the box, and that's a shot by Savannah Jensen to the goalkeeper again, and that shot is bounced in by Tyler Huber, number 22 for the Hudson Raiders at the 20:45 mark. Tyler Huber tallies the third goal for the Raiders to take a 3-0 lead over the Menomonie Mustangs. Good action there by Savannah Jensen, who got the assist there to Tyler Huber, who took the shot at the 20:45 mark of the first half. Not even halfway through the first half, and it's already 3-0 Hudson Raiders, and Menomonie in the familiar position of a restart at center after a Hudson goal. They take the kickoff there. They try to send it to the outside, but with little to no control. Grace Potter is able to get that ball up the left flank. She tries to send it to forward Savannah Jensen, who crosses it into the middle there to Emma Richard. A little back behind Richard, a little too much there by Jensen. Richard couldn't catch up to it. Menomonie has the ball. It's number 13 for Menomonie, Carissa Henderson. So we have Brooklyn and Kenya, who are seniors, and then must be twins, and then sister Carissa, who's only a sophomore. Ani Lewis with the ball, sends it to Brinkman in the middle. Brinkman's going to carry this ball up the field and use the space available. She does. She sends it back to Jess Iverson. Iverson cuts the ball there, good bit of footwork with control, sends it back to Taylor Brinkman. Brinkman carries it up even further. Let's see if Brinkman can get a shot on goal, which she does pretty well here. Regains possession, gets it over to her right side, passes the ball out to the right flank there where Savannah Jensen takes the ball over. Grace Potter. Grace Potter gets the ball up towards Savannah Jensen there. Jensen's the right forward. A beautiful shot by Jensen from about 30 yards out or so there. That was a good ball by Jensen right to the goalkeeper there. Freya Harem has the save and punts the ball out. Iverson with a bouncing ball. No handball called on that. Looked like it could have been called a handball. Menomonie gains control. Emma Richard on the top of the box, slots a ball there for Savannah Jensen. Savannah Jensen right to the goalkeeper shins again. The one thing I'm noticing with Savannah Jensen, all three shots that she's had have been right to the goalkeeper. You have to learn, I know Coach Knutson says it over and over again, 24 feet of net wide, 2 feet of goalie, go for the other 22 feet. This is going to be a corner kick. This is the goal line set rather than an arc set. They have two different sets, and the ball's lofted up into the area there, and the Raiders send a volley up and over the net. That was a good ball by Emma Olson that was just shot over the net on the volley, and that'll be a goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs. Taking the free kick here, looks like number 11, Brooklyn Henderson. Ball gets out to the right side there. Ball goes out of bounds. That's going to be a Hudson Raider throw-in. Ani Lewis grabs the ball. Coach Knutson always wants those defenders to be making those throw-ins to get all the players into the offensive play that they can. Here's Maggie Lorenzen on the top there, and Menomonie just sends the ball out of bounds. That's number 3, Jordan Hagman, that knocked that ball out of bounds. And it'll be yet another corner kick for the Hudson Raiders. Let's see if the Raiders can get a scoring opportunity off a corner kick here. 40 to 60% of goals in a soccer match are scored off of set plays. So Brinkman sends the ball to Savannah Jensen, who gets it back out to Brinkman there, who has a little space. She gets it over to Emma Richard. Richard cuts the ball, gets a shot off, it hits the shins of a Menomonie defender. Ball's rolling around the box. Marley Johnston has a touch there. Grace Potter tries to gain control. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs. Number 11 again is Brooklyn Henderson, one of the 3 Henderson girls for the Menomonie Mustangs playing today. Brooklyn sends a short ball that Savannah Jensen is able to get in front of with her first touch, sends a ball in that comes back out. Jess Iverson now for the Raiders has the ball control, loses possession. Good bit of work in the midfield there by number 12. That's Kenya Henderson for the Mustangs. Tyler Huber gains the ball back. Out on the midfield area there, Marley Johnston tries to win it for Hudson. Gets turned over to Menomonie, back and forth from Hudson to Menomonie. Iverson trying to get the ball over to Drace. Drace gets a touch, plays it back to the right defender for the Raiders, which is Emma Olson. Emma with a nice touch to put the ball on her right foot and lift the ball up and into the center midfield area there. Menomonie sends the ball back into their zone, but out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders, and that's Emma Olson, number 14. Junior right defender for the Raiders, going to take the throw, but substitutions right now coming onto the field for the Raiders. Olson with the throw in there. A flick of the ball from Katie Woodley up and over. Menomonie temporarily has control. Woodley regains, tries to get it over to the left forward there, but it's intercepted by Menomonie. Jess Iverson fighting the ball now with the Mustangs, and the ball gets sent back. Ani Lewis has possession. Ani tries to slot a ball up to the forward spot there, and does, and that looks like Montana Hoder's back in the game there on the substitution. Hoder's going to take this throw and does. Sends the ball to Maggie Lorenzen. Lorenzen back to Hoder. Hoder has the ball and touches it back to the defender there. Menomonie gains control. Hudson gets it back. Hoder sends the ball into the box area, and it's cleared out by the Mustangs. Ani Lewis has the ball again, sends it into the box area again. Katie Woodley, top of the box, turns and gets a shot off there. Goes across the goal face there. The ball is saved, but saved just so the Menomonie player, and that's going to be a foul from Savannah Jensen there. Knocking down number 14 for the Menomonie Mustangs. That's Autumn Zellmer, who's playing defense for the Menomonie Mustangs there. Fouled by Savannah Jensen. That young little freshman put a licking on the Menomonie Mustang there and drew the foul. It's going to be a free kick for the Mustangs here. Mustangs don't have much length on their free kicks, that's for sure. It makes it easy for the Hudson Raiders to step in and win the ball in the air. Taylor Brinkman there wins the ball. Tries to chip a ball up into the top of the box area, but it goes right to the Mustang defender there, who sends the ball to no one except Jordan Hilterbrand. Hilterbrand gets it back to Ani Lewis. Ani Lewis sends it back to goal there. Chuckle touches the ball there, sends it right back to Ani Lewis, who has time and space. She will use some of her space here. She gets a pass off. Pass is sent to Tyler Huber, number 22, the left midfielder for the Hudson Raiders. Huber, with a bit of good footwork to shield the ball, eventually loses it to Menomonie, who sends the ball up to the center. Karen Chuckle should have an easy time with that, and she plays that ball on the ground as a field player outside the penalty box area. Gets it up to Mackenzie Drace, number 11, the junior for the Raiders. poke checked out there by Menomonie. It's going to be Hudson's throw-in on the right touch line. Emma Olson with the throw for the Raiders. Gets the ball up in the air a little bit. Volleyed back in, and number 13 for the Mustangs is Carissa Henderson with the ball in open space for Menomonie, trying to find somebody to combine with. They do make 2 passes in a row there before turning it over to the Hudson Raiders. Huber and Hoder on the left center and left mid positions, combining over there for some action, but Hoder carries the ball out of bounds on her own, and that's a turnover for the Menomonie Mustangs, and they'll take the throw. After substitutions, there's Captain Maddie Haynes adjusting her armband on her right arm there, the yellow armband that has the C on it, designating captain. Junior Maddie Haynes is a captain, junior Karen Chuckle, the goalkeeper, is a captain, and senior forward Jordan Helterbrand. All 3 are captains this year for Knutson's Hudson Raiders. And that's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Mustangs, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Raiders and taken. Ball sent to the midfield to Jess Iverson, number 7, the junior right center midfielder. Gets the ball out to the right flank to Mackenzie Drace. Drace trying to get the ball into space up to the top there, and does. She's at the top of the box and sends the ball to the middle there. Coach Knutson's going to want Drace to put that ball in the frame when she gets that ball that close and she has that space. Carey gets the ball back to Emma Olson, who sends the ball up to the right flank again to Mackenzie Drace. Drace cuts it in, makes a pass to Jordan Helterbrand. Helterbrand gets 1 touch, but then the ball gets knocked out of bounds by Helterbrand, they're saying. And that'll be a turnover, and the throw-in will be for the Menomonie Mustangs. Mustangs throw-ins are not very long either, but they did maintain possession there until Amanda Carey stepped in, gets the ball, cuts the ball away. She's trying to get a shot there into open space. A little too much congestion. Menomonie knocks the ball out of the way there. Ani Lewis with the left foot toward the goal, goes to the right side of the goal as the Hudson Raiders are attacking. The ball goes out of bounds. It will be a goal kick for the Hudson Raiders. Menomonie takes that goal kick. Number 12, Kenya Henderson knocks it down, tries to make a pass. Amanda Carey intercepts, sends the ball up to Hoder on the top of the box there. Hoder can't catch the ball there, and it rolls harmlessly out of bounds. Throw in for the Mustangs here. Menomonie with a couple touches, and they just send the ball out of bounds. Ani Lewis looking for an extra ball there. Will take the throw on the left side as they attack the goal. Lewis with a great throw, and you can see the difference in the length of the throw-ins there from Ani Lewis's throw-in to the Menomonie throw-in. Hoder trying to keep the ball in bounds there. Looks like she does, or doesn't. They actually called a foul there somewhere along the line. Or it was just the ball was out of bounds there, and they're going to give Menomonie another throw in there. Hard to tell what that center ref is calling sometimes. Menomonie takes the throw in there, but Carey steps in front of that ball and wins it, tries to send it up to the top and does. Jess Iverson with a shot on goal, touched out. Let's see if it was out of bounds or if Maddie Haynes touched it out of bounds there. Goalkeeper knocked it out. And I think that's what happened. The goalkeeper knocked it out of bounds. It was already out of bounds by the time Haynes touched it. So that'll signal a free kick or a corner kick for the Hudson Raiders, who've had a number of corner kicks in today's game. And Taylor Brinkman sets up the ball again for the next corner. Brinkman sends the ball to the up person on the goal line there, sends it back to Brinkman. Brinkman sends it into the box area to Katie Woodley. Katie Woodley touches it for a shot on goal. And it certainly looks like the Raiders have their 4th goal of the game. That was Maddie Haynes, number 16, that drilled that ball at the 32-23 mark of the first half. Maddie Haynes, assisted by Katie Woodley, there absolutely drilled that ball to the back of the net. She punished that one, which is great to see. Sometimes you get some goals that just bleed into the goal, and sometimes they're well-deserved. That was a well-deserved goal from Katie Woodley to Maddie Haynes, and Haynes absolutely drilled that thing. Menomonie has a big hole to climb out of now with a 4-0 lead by the Hudson Raiders. The Raiders are just dominating the attack and the control here. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be a Menomonie throw in here. Menomonie just has a very difficult time connecting on more than 1 or 2 passes. Helterbrand mixing it up there, trying to win a ball, and touches it out of bounds. It'll be another throw for the Menomonie Mustangs here. Touched by Jess Iverson. Helterbrand gets the ball there. Menomonie does recover there. You can see the foot skills just aren't there to maintain control of the ball, though, for the Mustangs. Hudson does touch that one out of bounds. Menomonie's going to get the throw here. Headed by Jess Iverson to the outside. It'll be another throw in by the Menomonie Mustangs. Iverson again steps in front of the ball. Iverson sending the ball up to the right flank there to Jordan Helterbrand. Helterbrand trying to get one around the defender. Gets dispossessed by Vinall. And the ball goes out of bounds there. Hudson takes the throw off the Menomonie defender. And then the Hudson defender. I think it actually looked like it went off a Drace out of bounds, but they called it a Hudson throw. Olsen gets it to the header by Jess Iverson, trying to get it up to Helterbrand. Helterbrand can't maintain control. Menomonie wins the ball. Jess Iverson poke checks it away and wins it. Helterbrand has the ball now in the top right of the box there. Helterbrand coming in on goal. Tries to get a foot or two of space. Gets dispossessed by Menomonie there. Menomonie sends the ball out to the outside, and Katie Woodley knocks the ball out of bounds for the Menomonie Mustangs, and they'll take the throw in again. Hudson, while dominating the attack here, certainly could still do better with turnovers and things. Still far too many turnovers. I know in the Eau Claire North game, head coach John Knutson absolutely pulled what little hair he has on the top of his head out. Hudson had 152 lost possessions or turnovers combined in that game, and that's just way too many. And while it's far less in this game, they're still mounting. Hudson can do an even better job maintaining possession and control. Menomonie with their 3rd throw in a row. That's not a legal throw-in. Ball's got to be up and behind the head, but the referee on this game is not going to call anything against Menomonie for something as little as that. Hudson with the ball in the back switches fields from Olsen to Brinkman to Lewis. Lewis carries the ball into the open space that she has, which is good to see. Trying to get the ball up there, and does, to Montana Hoder. Hoder gets the ball to the box, trying to get it into the middle. Intercepted by Menomonie, and the ball sent out and up on Menomonie's right side of the field. Ball goes out of bounds. Taylor Brinkman ready to take the throw, and does. Brinkman gets the throw off, trying to get it to Hoder. Hoder sending the ball into the top of the box to Maddie Haynes. Maddie Haynes gets a touch there. See if she can finish this top of the box there. And the ball on the rebound by Katie Woodley is a score there for the Menomonie, for the Hudson Raiders, their 5th goal. The goal is going to be credited to Maddie Haynes, number 16 there. A nice play by the Raiders for a goal. And a 5-0 lead in the first half here. 35:50 into the game. It's a 45-minute half, and it's 5-0 Hudson Raiders. Menomonie again in that familiar position, takes the restart again, goes right to the Hudson Raiders' Mackenzie Drace, who sends it over to Carey, who sends the ball up the field. Can't be controlled there. Helterbrand coming on, tries to win that ball, and does. Sprinting up the right flank there. Oh, a nice shoulder-to-shoulder challenge by Menomonie. And I believe they're calling the foul on number 3, Jordan Hagman. Well, they're actually calling that foul on Jordan Helterbrand. That's hard to believe. Looked like a good shoulder-to-shoulder challenge, and if anything, the foul should have been committed against the defender onto the ball carrier. But Anyway, Hudson wins that ball back. It's Emma Richard on the top of the box there who tries to take a shot. It goes errantly to the right side of the goal there. And it will be a goal kick for Venal of the Menomonie Mustangs here after substitutions come into the field. Venal prepares to take the goal kick for the Mustangs, and does. Ball goes to the top of the box. Marley Johnston, the young freshman, wins that ball in the air, sends the ball back to her teammate, that's left midfielder now, Grace Potter, playing in a couple different positions here today. Potter, number 9, touches the ball over to Marley Johnston, can't control it, but does win it back temporarily, then loses it again. Back to Marley. Marley sends it back again to her teammate, Grace Potter, who gets the ball up the field to Montana Hoder. Touched out of bounds by the Menomonie Mustangs. Ball still in play, actually. Sorry about that. Potter and 13, Carissa Henderson for the Mustangs battling for it. Goes off Henderson and out of bounds, or goes off of Potter and out of bounds. It's going to be a Menomonie throw, and another bad throw in by the Menomonie Mustangs that is allowed. Marley Johnston with the ball on the left flank tries to bring it up. Working against a Menomonie defender. Marley Johnston sends the ball into goal. And Helterbrand, the ball slides through. Looks like she's coming up a little gimpy on that one. Might have taken a foot-to-foot contact there. That would have been a nice ball to be on the backside of, to just knock into the goal. Venal for Menomonie taking the goal kick. Helterbrand tries to stab it with a leg, doesn't get it, but Drace does. Drace sends the ball back to Emma Olsen, the right defender for the Raiders, who gets dispossessed there by Menomonie. Menomonie just sends it in. Taylor Brinkman has an easy ball there. Trying to switch fields a bit here. Brinkman sending the ball back to Annie Lewis on the left. Actually, Grace Potter, Grace Potter, the midfielder, has that ball. Potter trying to get the ball to a teammate, can't get a pass off there. Menomonie intercepts, goes off of Hudson though, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Mustangs. Substituting the Mustangs are and they prepare to take the throw-in here. Down 5-0. The Mustangs again have a long way to go to climb back into this one. They haven't had a serious shot on goal, I don't believe, in the game so far. But here's a little bit of an attack. This is the first time in a long time I can remember them getting the ball down near the box. Taylor Brinkman touches the ball aside, and there is a shot on goal. I think we're going to give them a first shot on goal of the game there for the Mustangs. It wasn't really a quality opportunity, as Karen Chuckle, that's probably the easiest save she's made in years, and Chuckle gets that ball, gets it upfield to Mackenzie Drace. The ball is carried out of bounds by Bryn Vinall, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Right defender Emma Olsen runs up, takes the ball on the throw, gets it to Jordan Helterbrand. Helterbrand tries to settle, left-footed shot, sends it into the midfield there. Goes past Marley Johnson over to Annie Lewis. Annie gets it back to Marley. And Amanda Carey steps in to win that ball, sends it over to Jordan Helterbrand. Helterbrand back to Carey. Here's an opportunity for Carey if she can get some space. Carey fighting for that ball, goes against 2 defenders, and then undercuts number 3, Jordan Hagman for the Menomonie Mustangs. And that's going to be a free kick for the Mustangs on the foul by Amanda Carey there. Number 11, Brooklyn Henderson, is going to take this kick. Again, short kick. Jordan Helterbrand wins that ball in the air, sends it across to the middle to Marley Johnston. Johnston takes a shot on goal, and it goes to the right of the goal, just off the frame. Good quick shot by Marley Johnston, though. That's out of a freshman. That's good thinking on Johnston's part there. Coach Knutson will be happy to know that the young player has enough confidence to receive the ball, turn, and fire quickly, and she did just that. Emma Olsen, the right defender for the Raiders, is going to take this corner kick. Olsen normally lofts a nice ball into the 6-yard line area. Let's see if they're going to loft a ball in or if they have a set play called here. The Raiders do both. You can see Brinkman coming in on the ball there. Sends it back to Emma Olson. This one with the left foot, she tries to get into the box. I apologize, I have no idea what they call. Okay, what they called there, that's easy to figure out. Emma Olson, after she passed it back to Brinkman, was in an offside position, and then she received the ball back. So that's a simple offside call, made correctly by the referees there, by the way. Just a slow announcer trying to figure it out, but does eventually. There's Emma Olson taking the throw in for the Raiders again. Trying to get the ball to Ty Huber, number 22, now playing the right mid. Ball sent out of bounds by the Mustangs there. And Emma Olson will take the throw again. And does. Emma gets it to Amanda Carey in the middle there, number 3. Carey dribbling to her left. Tries to send the ball out and does to Montana Hoder, I believe that is. Hoder on the left side there. Tries to get around that last defender. And the ball goes out of bounds off Menomonie. Hoder takes a quick start throw to Savannah Jensen. Savannah Jensen on the goal line there. Sends the ball across. The goalkeeper knocks that ball out. Freya Harem kicks that ball out of harm's way. Ani Lewis sends the ball back in. Not touched by anybody. Goes out the end line there, and that's going to be a goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs. Raiders up 5-0 in the first half of this game against the Mustangs. A game absolutely dominated by the Hudson Raiders. We'll get the stats for shots and things at the halftime here, but I'm absolutely convinced that the Raiders are probably 5-1 on shots against Menomonie, or it's got to be more than that. Menomonie's only got one shot. Ball goes out of bounds here. It's going to be a throw-in for the Hudson Raiders. Montana Hoder's ready to take the throw and does. Goes to Marley Johnston with the throw. Johnston turns, wheels around, is going to get a shot off there toward the goal. Goes across the backside, and nobody's there for the Hudson Raiders. Young Maggie Lorenzen as a freshman and sophomore Tyler Huber were the ones closest to the ball there, but not able to contain it and keep it in play. Here's Vinal again with the kick, and that one is kind of a dead duck on the ground. That Tyler Huber wins that ball. Amanda Carey now has it in the midfield, sends it out to her left. Grace Potter, number 9, the left midfielder for the Raiders, has it, sends it up to the forward, Montana Hoder. Hoder fighting for the ball. Out of bounds on Menomonie. Hoder will take the throw, and does. Trying to get it there to Jensen, who gets it out to Hoder. Hoder sends the ball into the box there, and a knee by Katie Woodley, and the ball goes all the way across again. And it's called out of bounds out the end line there off of Tyler Huber, and that's going to be another goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs. Raiders have had some trouble on the backside, on the right side over here. And Maddie Haynes always plays the left side for the Hudson Raiders and probably understands the backside concept more than any other player on the team. On the right side, Hudson's had a little trouble there. There's number 23, Maggie Lorenzen, the young freshman, getting a shot off. Not on the frame, but nice to see the young freshman taking the shot. And that's going to be halftime here in the first half, folks. Hudson Raiders lead 5-0 here in the first half. The Raiders outshot the Mustangs 22-1. And out of 22 shots, 13 of them were on the frame. And Hudson has a 5-0 lead. We're ready to start the second half. And the Hudson Raiders take the kickoff, goes forward, then they send it back to Jess Iverson, who sends it out to the right flank. It's intercepted by Menomonie. But control is regained by Amanda Carey, who goes up to Maddie Haynes, number 16, the talented junior for Hudson. She slots the ball, trying to get it up there to her teammate, Karen Chuckle, who has come out of the goal. You can see Karen Chuckle, number 1, there, playing the right forward position. Mackenzie Drace with the ball right now for Hudson. Ball gets knocked out of bounds. It'll be another throw-in for the Raiders. Yeah, number 1 is Karen Chuckle. Rare opportunity to play in the field, but with a 5-0 lead and only one shot on goal, Coach Knutson has substituted, and Karen Chuckle gets her opportunity to play in the field there. Throw into Chuckle. Chuckle turns with the left foot, sends the ball across the box there. Kicked out of harm's way by Menomonie. Ball is recovered there. Ani Lewis turns it over to Menomonie. Montana Hoder gets a touch, goes back to Menomonie. They send it up, and it goes harmlessly back to Taylor Brinkman. Yeah, there you can see in the orange jersey right now, it's McKenna Olson, a freshman from the JV team who's playing up on goal for the Hudson Raider varsity squad. Ani Lewis trying to send the ball up the field there, but it goes out of bounds. It's going to be a Menomonie Mustang throw-in on the turnover. Here's number 19 for the Menomonie Mustangs, Jordan Williams, taking that throw. Jordan Williams, a sophomore midfielder for the Mustangs. Menomonie takes the throw again. Short throw, knocked out of bounds by Montana Hoder. The outside left mid for the Raiders. Williams for the Mustangs again will take this throw. She does at least connect with a teammate there, and that teammate sends it right to Montana Hoder. And now Ani Lewis is trying to maintain possession. Ani Lewis kicks the ball out of bounds. That's another turnover. That's where Coach Knutson's talking about wanting the Raiders to maintain more possessions, not losing possessions. Much like Bo Ryan of the Wisconsin Badger basketball team, former coach who values possession, so does Coach Knutson. He gets gray hairs when the Hudson Raiders don't maintain possession of the ball. Ball in the Menomonie Mustangs attacking third, and that's going to be a goal kick for the Raiders when the ball was knocked out the end line by the Mustangs. Not many goal kicks for the Hudson Raiders today. This one taken by Taylor Brinkman. You can see an obvious difference in the length of the game between Hudson's goal kicks and the Menomonie Mustangs goal kicks. There's Jess Iverson sprinting up midfield there, cutting the ball back, maintaining possession. Gets by another Menomonie Mustang. Ani Lewis has the ball, sends it back to Taylor Brinkman. Not much pace on that ball. Knutson's not going to be happy about that. Coach likes firmly weighted ball, or meaning enough force on the ball to make a good pass. Ball gets touched out of bounds by the Mustangs, and Montana Hoder, there's the left forward, takes the throw in, gets the ball over to Maddie Haynes, and Hudson turns the ball over. There's Ani Lewis, number 25, had it temporarily. Menomonie took it away. Now they took it away for good here. Jess Iverson sends the ball up to the middle, and the Menomonie Mustangs can't gain control of the ball. Karen Chuckle tries to get a touch. Jess Iverson with the right foot right to the goalkeeper. Freya Harem there receives the ball and is going to take this goal kick here. Ani Lewis trying to win the ball here. Menomonie battling hard. Ani sends the ball out of bounds. It's going to be another throw-in for the Menomonie Mustangs. Number 19, Jordan Williams again sends the ball to the center. They do connect on 2 passes, 3 passes in a row there, and then they turn it over. Emma Olson out on the right defensive position there, tries to send the ball up to midfield and does to Mackenzie Drace, who gets past one defender, gets past the second defender with a little bit of speed here and sends the ball up the line. The ball goes up to Karen Chuckle. Karen does a nice touch and then with her speed just blows the doors off the Menomonie Mustangs. Chuckle sends the ball in, that's knocked in by Jordan Hiltebrand for the first goal of the second half at the 49:50 mark of the game. Jordan Hiltebrand, senior captain, scores with an assist from Karen Chuckle. Chuckle did a great job carrying the ball up, crossing the ball in, and Hiltebrand knocks it in for the 6th goal of the game for the Hudson Raiders. So here we are, just 10, actually a 45-minute half. We're only about 5 minutes into the second half, and Hudson tallies its first goal to the second half to go up 6-0 on the Menomonie Mustangs. Menomonie takes the kickoff there. Doesn't maintain possession for long. Amanda Carey sends it back to Ani Lewis. Ani Lewis on the ball, and Ani just sends that out of bounds. Coach Knutson's not going to be happy about that. There was no pressure no reason to knock that ball out of bounds. Ani's got to maintain that ball. Menomonie gets the ball, sends it into the box there, and that's going to be goalkeeper McKenna Olson. Young freshman McKenna Olson in goal right now. She grabs the ball, punts it away. You see the Hudson punts from Chuckle, who didn't have much of a chance to punt, and McKenna Olson, where they They get the ball near the half versus Menomonie, who gets the ball just barely out of the box. Brinkman struggling there to control the ball a little bit with the pressure on Menomonie. She gets it out to Annie Lewis. Annie gets it up to Montana Hoder. Hoder trying to maintain possession on the left side there. You know, they call the foul there on Montana Hoder, and quite honestly, you really shouldn't call a foul for being clumsy there, like the Menomonie player just tripped over the ball, and Hoder just continued with it. But they gave the foul to the Hudson Raiders there. I'm not saying I'm biased or anything, but that certainly wasn't a foul by any official rule book that I've ever seen. Hudson trying to win possession here. Montana Hoder trying to win that. And the Menomonie Indian, there it goes again. Menomonie Mustang defender wins that ball. Mandy Carey sends the ball out to the right side there to Mackenzie Drace. Drace with the ball now in the center. Goes back out to the right side there. Drace and Carey with combination play. Carey sends the ball back to Brinkman. Brinkman loses the ball again to the Mustang forward there, who sends a weak ball to McKenna Olson. That's an easy save, but uncharacteristically, Brinkman has lost the last two balls that were sent to her. So maybe getting a little tired in this game already. Menomonie controlling the ball here along the touchline. The ball goes harmlessly out of bounds off of Anne-Marie White. And the Raiders will take this throw. Annie Lewis takes the throw up the line there. Maddie Haynes trying to win that ball and touched out by Menomonie. It's going to be another Hudson throw. Annika Lewis takes the throw. Annie gets the ball over to Jess Iverson. Back to Annie. Annie sends it back to Jess again. Jess cuts the ball in toward the middle there. Makes a pass out to Amanda Carey. Amanda Carey dribbling forward, top of the penalty box there, trying to get enough space to shoot, but can't find it. Turns the ball over to the Mustangs there. Ball comes back out to the right midfield. Drace to Jess Iverson. Iverson cuts it back, gets a left-footed shot off, and the ball goes into the back of the net. Beautiful left-footed shot by Jess Iverson at the 52-55 mark here, and the clock is going to show you that shortly. 7-0. The Hudson Raiders lead the Menomonie Mustangs at the 52-55 mark. A beautiful left-footed shot by Jess Iverson into the upper shelf, they call it, the top of the net there. 8-foot-high goals, and you just simply don't have a lot of goalkeepers in high school girls soccer anyway that are going to get up to that 8-foot height to stop a ball that's put in that good a position. Iverson hit a beautiful left-footed shot into the upper shelf to notch Hudson's 7th goal. So Menomonie's getting tired just taking kickoffs here today, folks, but this is a good game for the Hudson Raiders with a 7-0 lead. Helterbrand trying to win a ball back and does. Iverson has the ball now again, does a nice back tap, winning the ball, dribbling in to her right, carrying the ball forward. Another touch forward there, that goes to Amanda Carey. Carey cuts that ball in, but it's a little too far away on the touch, turns it over to Menomonie. Menomonie sends it upfield. Hudson gains possession, kicks that ball back in, and the Menomonie player just sends it out of bounds. You can see, even when Menomonie is not under pressure, they just knock the ball out the touch lines there, and Hudson is the recipient of a turnover. If Knutson doesn't like the Hudson turnovers, what would he act like being the Menomonie coach? Because I think they might even beat Hudson's record from the week before of 152 lost possessions with how poorly Menomonie's taking care of the ball here. Hudson substituting here. Ready to take the throw. The Raiders loft the ball in. Headed by Karen Chuckle, lifts the ball up in the air and up and out over the goal. Out of bounds, going to be a goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs. Vinal taking the kick again. Modestly short kick there, touched by Haynes, touched by Menomonie, sent up by Menomonie, intercepted by Emma Olson, who tries to set it up to Karen Chuckle on the right there and does. Chuckle with a nice chipped shot. Up and over the right side and out of bounds there, but nice to see Chuckle getting a shot. Good aggressive play by the Raiders. They're up 7-0, but they aren't going to settle for that. They're going to try to mercy rule this team, which is get to 10 goals as quick as you can and go home, get some rest. Mustangs take the goal kick there. They actually maintain possession with 2 passes there until Amanda Carey intercepts. Gets it to Katie Woodley, who's playing a center midfield position right now. Woodley sends a left-footed shot to Grace Potter, who gets a touch there with her left foot. Let's see if Grace can cross it in. Sends the ball on the ground to trying to get it to Maddie Haynes there. Haynes gets it back. Haynes sends the ball into the center there, but right to the Menomonie Mustang player. Katie Woodley regains control for the Raiders there, sends the ball to the outside to Carey. Carey sends the ball outside to Emma Olsen. Emma trying to get around the right side there. Cuts the ball back in. Ball goes out of bounds off the Mustangs. It's going to be a Hudson Raider throw. Emma Olsen takes the throw for the Raiders. Helterbrand currently with the ball. Outside to Karen Chuckle. Chuckle plays it from her left foot to the right, crosses the ball back into the 6-yard area there. Ani Lewis runs onto the ball. Oh, gets whacked from behind there, knocked down, but no call. Brinkman has the ball. Brinkman lifts it up and into the box there. And the goalkeeper gets a rebound there. Not sure why she kick-saved that instead of picking it up. And Maddie Haynes almost had another goal there for the Hudson Raiders. Goalkeeper from Menomonie punts that ball away. Possession gained by Katie Woodley of the Hudson Raiders, who sends it back to Emma Olsen on the right D. Olsen sends the ball up to the right center mid to Amanda Carey, who sends it outside to Marley. Tries to get it back to Carey, a little too far. Menomonie intercepts. Marley trying to win the ball back. Menomonie still with the possession, trying to send it upfield, and Taylor Brinkman touches the ball to the outside to Marley Johnston once again. Johnson blows by one of the defenders for the Menomonie Mustangs. Sends the ball in, and the ball is bouncing back and forth, folks. Again, a little bit of trouble possessing the ball right now for both teams. Here's Chuckle with the ball again, making things happen. Cuts it from her right foot to her left. Lofts the ball in, not high enough there. Ball's intercepted by Menomonie and cleared out of harm's way. Chuckle, I'm sure, meant to loft that ball a little higher there. Ball goes out of bounds off Menomonie. It's going to be a throw-in for the Raiders. 7-0 here in the game today.
Subbing in for the Raiders, number 5, Savannah Jensen. Number 22, Tyler Huber. Number 10, Emma Richard. And 23, Maggie Lorenzen.
Substitutions for both sides here. Hudson takes the throw. Emma Richard back in the game, tries to get it to Marley Johnston, who can't control that ball. Goes out of bounds off Hudson. It'll be a throw-in for the Mustangs. They maintain the throw possession temporarily. Hudson gains it back. Emma Olsen sends it in and shouldered out by the Mustangs there. Menomonie has possession temporarily until Ani Lewis stepped in. Ani's got the ball dribbling up the left flank for the Hudson Raiders. Ani sends the ball to the center position to Savannah Jensen. Gets it back on her right foot there. Sends the ball to the 6-yard line. Jensen battling for that ball again. Sends it back to Emma Richard. Emma Richard dribbling the ball in the center there. Had an opportunity but lost possession. That was good defense by Menomonie there. Hudson trying to regain possession again. Menomonie tries to take the kick there, but Grace Potter won that ball. Emma Olsen dribbling to her right, cuts the ball back, sends it to her left, trying to get it to Richard, who couldn't control that possession. Katie Woodley on the right foot sends the ball in. That's stopped by a defender from Menomonie. Send the ball up the field there until Ani Lewis intercepts the ball, gets it to teammate Tyler Huber. Huber sends the ball up. Menomonie intercepts and sends it forward again. Grace Potter running hard for the ball. Can't catch up to that. This will be Menomonie's throwing. After after substitutions. Again, number 3, Jordan Hageman will throw this ball in for the Mustangs. And does. Throws it in number 9, Greta Haas. Haven't mentioned her name yet. Emma Olsen, number 10 for the Raiders, trying to control the ball, goes out of bounds. Emma Richards takes that throw in, sends it into open space. Well, they must have told him it wasn't her ball, because they're giving the ball back to Menomonie with another poor throw in technically. They do string 2 passes together before Emma Richards steps in and wins that ball, blows by 2 Menomonie defenders, cuts it into her right, gets into open space. Some open space, that is. Richard trying to win the ball, gets called again for obstruction there. That's going to be a free kick for the Menomonie Mustangs. Mustangs take the free kick, knocked back by Katie Woodley. Tyler Huber out by the ball there. Bryn Dienall for Menomonie has it with the bright red shoes, sends it upfield to the top of her forward line there, but the ball goes through everyone there. McKenna Olsen trying to get the ball out to Ani Lewis, just sends the ball out of bounds. Coach Knutson has faith in the young keeper, but he's not going to be happy that she just knocked that ball out of bounds, and he'll definitely have a talk with her about that one after the game. Brinkman tries to win the ball, getting it to Katie Woodley. Woodley gets a touch, puts the ball on her right foot there, tries to send the ball upfield and does. Emma Richard wins that ball, tries to get it over to the right flank there. Trying to get that ball out to Maggie Lorenzen and does. The ball gets out to number 8, Marley Johnston, now with the ball on the right side of the goal box as Hudson attacks again. Johnston sends the ball up and in. There's Maggie Lorenzen with a touch. Ball's at the top of the box. Grace Potter going toward it. Defender for the Raiders coming in is Annika Lewis. Annika Lewis sends the ball to the middle there. Katie Woodley trying to win that ball. And they called the foul on Menomonie there. Shoulder to shoulder play. Sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them. That time we won them. So with Woodley's effort there, it's going to be a free kick for the Hudson Raiders. Raiders not only have set plays on their corners, but also on their free kicks. Let's see if they run this play here. And there's Katie Woodley for the Raiders to the right side of the wall for Menomonie. Let's see what Taylor Brinkman does on this. If she chips it into the goal, which she does, she's going to chip it up toward the wall area there. Grace Potter, number 9, has the ball for the Raiders, tries to bring it into the box, crosses it through the box, trying to get it to Marley Johnston. Johnston tripped up there. That should have been a call, tripped from behind, but it wasn't. And Raiders win that ball and send it back into the attacking third. Richard with a header, Menomonie with a header. Menomonie with the possession currently, but not for long. Grace Potter intercepts that ball and gets it out to Ani Lewis there. Ani Lewis has the ball and is the left back, sends it over to Brinkman, the center back. Brinkman sends it to the far right to Emma Olsen to complete the switching of fields there from one defender to the other to alleviate pressure. And Olsen sends that ball up to the midfield area there, and Richard fighting hard for that ball goes down.
Subbing in for the Mustangs, number 20, Emily Prince.
Substitutions again coming onto the field of play. What do we have here? Gonna rethrow, it looks like. Players maybe weren't off the field. Here's Menomonie restarting, taking the throw again. Ball's headed forward by Hudson. There's Lorenzen working hard to win that ball, and does. Battling for the ball, and they're going to give the foul on Hudson. It's going to be a free kick for the Menomonie Mustangs there. short game with Menomonie. They really don't have length to their game in throw-ins, free kicks, goal kicks, or shots, and that bodes well for Hudson that they aren't going to be nearly as much of a threat. But Marley Johnson has the ball for Hudson, plays it back. This ball gets by Brinkman again, and McKenna Olsen sends the ball out to Ani Lewis on the left side there. Lewis with the ball now. Goes to the center of the field, trying to use up the space that she has, and she's doing that well. Now sends the ball out to her right. Sends it out to Marley Johnston. Marley Johnston gets the ball over to Woodley, number 21, Woodley, who just lost the ball there. Johnston wins the ball back, sends it back to Lewis. Lewis with the ball now. Lewis sends the ball to Savannah Jensen, number 5. Jensen trying to slot the ball up and through and see if Richard can run onto that. Hudson does not connect on that series. Savannah Jensen, number 5, trying to turn and sends the ball over to the right side there, out the end line there, and that's harmlessly out of bounds and going to be a goal kick for the Menomonie Mustangs.
Number 16, Anne-Marie White.
Again, short kick for the Mustangs, intercepted by Emma Richard, flying through the air there. Hudson gets a touch on the ball. Richard battling. Run on to by Katie Woodley, overtakes the ball there, cuts the ball back to her right. Lost the ball to the top of the penalty box here. Ty Huber has the ball, trying to get a shot off here. Ty Huber with her left foot sends a weak ball into the box area there. There's Grace Potter, number 9, with the ball right now. Just enters the goal box area there. And coming in on the ball hard there. Looked like Maggie Lorenzen there. Had a little bit of an opportunity there, but couldn't quite convince the ball to go in. Ball's out of bounds, going to be thrown in by the Raiders.
Subbing in for the Raiders, number 18, Montana Holder, and number 11, Kenzie Drace.
Brinkman trying to switch fields there. Doesn't connect on that pass with Lewis. Ball goes back to McKenna Olsen, who gets it out to Lewis now. Lewis on the left side there, sends it out to the midfield. Montana Hoder. Montana Hoder working hard to get the ball up the line there. And does. Gets dispossessed there, and the ball's touched out of bounds by the Menomonie defender, number 3, and that's Jordan Hagman. And Hudson takes the throw. Ani Lewis getting the ball into Katie Woodley there. The ball gets touched out to the top of the box. Here's Emma Richard with a beautiful right-footed shot. Puts it to the left side of the keeper as Hudson's facing the goal. Richard with a wonderful goal there, assisted by Katie Woodley. Woodley for her second assist of the game, matching Mackenzie Drace's second assist of the game. And Hudson with an 8-0 lead at the 68:06 mark here. And 8-0, 2 more goals, and Hudson can go home a little bit early. Menomonie in the very familiar position of taking the kickoff now. Goes forward, then back, and then they turn it over. Story of the game here for the Menomonie Mustangs. Hudson has the ball in and starts attacking almost immediately again. Maggie Lorenzen, the right forward there, gets the ball touched out. Let's see if she can cross it in. She sends the ball to the top of the box, and there's Richard with a shot. Gets back. Richard gets the ball with the left foot, and Richard, in the span of 30 seconds, scores her 3rd goal of the game and the 9th goal for the Hudson Raiders here at the 68:36 mark in the game. So Richard scored first in the first half at the 16:14 mark, and then 68:06, 68:36. Richard with a hat trick in the game today. She will be one of Coach Knutsen's players of the game, I'm sure, with her effort today. 2 goals in the span of 30 seconds. That's pretty impressive by Richard, who's opportunistic up on the top for the Hudson Raiders. Menomonie taking a kick again, and all it's going to take, folks, is just one more goal, and this game will be over with a mercy rule of a 10-goal differential. And instead of 90 minutes, let's see if we can get out of here in about 70 minutes or so. With Menomonie's lack of control, there's substitutes, heavy substitutes coming in and out here for both teams. Ani Lewis, number 25, the freshman left defender for the Hudson Raiders, is ready to take the throw-in. She throws the ball back to Brinkman. Brinkman with time and space. Sends the ball over to Emma Olsen. Emma Olsen with time. Sends the ball up into the midfield area. Ball goes by Drace, but over to Karen Chuckle on the right side. Karen Chuckle on the right side of the flank there. Trying to send the ball in. Lifts the ball in. It's a beautiful cross. There's Haynes with a touch. Oh, Haynes almost had an opportunity there on a beautiful cross by Karen Chuckle. Boy, the goalkeeper for the Hudson Raiders, Karen Chuckle, is doing a great job carrying balls down the channel and sending them across the field for the backside opportunities for the Hudson Raiders. That is one of the main philosophical attacking philosophies that Coach Knutson wants, is carry the ball to the channel and cross it. Here's Chuckle again. See if she can cross it again. She tries to, but that hits the shins of the Menomonie player. And still in the box there, Menomonie just trying to alleviate pressure and get it outside. They finally do. But Hudson keeps the ball back in. Emma Olsen steps up, but the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be a Menomonie throw in here. Approaching the 70-minute mark in the game here. One more goal and the game will be over. The Menomonie Mustangs take the throw here. Goes right to Mackenzie Drace, number 11, and out of bounds by Menomonie. It's going to be a throw in for the Hudson Raiders here. Emma Olsen, number 14, the junior right defender for Hudson, steps up to take this throw and does. Sends the ball toward Chuckle. Hudson can't maintain possession there. Menomonie gets it out of the box area at least. Emma Olsen doing her best to get it back in. Nice back tap there, but loses the ball to Menomonie, who sends it upfield. Taylor Brinkman has the ball now for the Raiders. And now Menomonie with possession. Amanda Carey gets a touch. Karen Chuckle tries to get it in. Menomonie sends the ball out of bounds. Going to be another throw for the Hudson Raiders. Emma Olsen, the right defender for Hudson, will take this throw. Mackenzie Drace working hard over there against three Menomonie Mustangs. And now Amanda Carey, number 3, has the ball for the Raiders up the right side. Tries to send it in. Nobody's there. Maddie Haynes gets a touch. It's going to go off the goalkeeper. That's going to be a corner kick again for the Hudson Raiders. Let's see if the Raiders can do something off a corner. Taylor Brinkman, junior, number 15, center back for the Raiders, going to take this kick. See if she lofts it in or if it's going to be one of their set plays here. And Brinkman lofts it into the goal box area there. It's touched by Menomonie. Karen Chuckle gets a touch on the ball and gets a shot. Karen Chuckle sends it into the goal for the 10th goal of the game. That's going to be the game ender, scored by the goalkeeper for the Hudson Raiders, Karen Chuckle, at the 72-18 mark of the game. About 17 minutes and 42 seconds early, the Hudson Raiders end this game by mercy rule with a 10-0 victory. And the team mobs Karen Chuckle as she comes over to the side there, not only for the first half of a shutout, but then scoring. She's pretty happy. You see the players jumping around over there. They're going to take a little cool-down lap here after a 10-0 victory over the Menomonie Mustangs here. Boy, it wasn't much of a fight from the Mustangs. There's not a lot of talent on that team. Hudson ends up out-shooting Menomonie 37 to just 3 shots, 37-3 on the game. 24 shots from Hudson were on goal and 10 were in the net today. 1 goal for every 3.7 shots. That's a pretty good average. Coach Knutson's got to be happy about that. So 10-0, the Hudson Raiders win this game, and they go 1 win, no losses, and a tie on the season so far. Overall, with the non-conference win, they're 2 wins and 1 tie on the year. So Hudson remains undefeated. Next up for them is going to be the Rice Lake Warriors coming up. This is Knut Johnson signing off for the Hudson Raiders.